Alright, welcome back to Davu Retro Gaming, continuing the Sonic Adventure 2 Let's Play, where the lore gets heavier, the rivalries get pettier, and the military budget somehow keeps going up.
I need to find the 3 remaining Chaos Emeralds. This should be a piece of cake.
I'm in position, Doctor. Tell me when.
There's been an unexpected delay on my end. There's no more time to waste. Set the timer for 15 minutes. Let's go, Rouge.
5 minutes should be plenty. Here I go.
Rouge, get the Chaos Emerald before the military finds you.
Ah yes, Security Hall, or as Gun calls it, we tried our best and still failed. Lore-wise, this is Rouge doing what Rouge does best, infiltrating a government facility that absolutely should have better security than this. Motion sensors, lasers, valued doors, and none of it matters because they didn't account for one bat with heels and attitude. The timer adds stress, but honestly, Rouge thrives under pressure. She's not panicking, she's sightseeing. Meanwhile, gun soldiers are probably filling out paperwork explaining how classified intel walked out the door again. Also, the music slaps. Nothing says high stakes espionage like funky jazz while you rob the government blind.
Hurry up, Rouge. The island is set to blow up.
I actually am not a big fan of this level, but I think if I like it on paper. Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, this beats any level from Sonic 06 by a mile, but also that's kind of an insulting way of comparison, I suppose. But also people don't really like this level, so I suppose maybe it isn't an insulting level comparison. At least from what I can gather, people don't like this level very much. So maybe it isn't an insulting comparison compared to Sonic 06. But then again, oh well, whatever. The reason I'm hitting these gun robots is because sometimes the Chaos Emeralds hides inside of them. And as you can see here, the radar goes red. Now, for some reason, I couldn't figure out why it was red here. So I had to kind of do some trial and error, walk around and stuff. I couldn't quite pinpoint the location, and I think that's what eventually led to my own suicide, which then made it respawn in a new location.
To open the safe, grab hold of the wall and dig into the center.
Now there are 3 switches up there that you need to activate if you want to be able to have access to all these locks, I suppose you could call them. Which is very silly because who has the time? I mean, it's on a timer and you're kind of in a hurry. Yeah, maybe the great Clement managed to pull it off, unless I missed what he did. But you know, this is just ridiculous. I don't think this is an enjoyable thing that you should have to do, that should be mandatory. Now, I gotta say, if they ever did a Sonic Adventure 3, then this is definitely the kind of gameplay or level design they should do for Rouge the Bat. And if they did do have a Sonic Adventure 3, they should base it off of the Metarex saga from Sonic X Season 3. The Metarex saga would probably be a good fit for Sonic Adventure 3. And there's so much you could do with that. Like, the first level, or few levels, or bosses, or whatever, could take place on Earth, but eventually they will take place in space. It's just a matter of time. It's just that in the beginning, you could have it start off on planet Earth. Now, I really found it... at first, I didn't understand that the locations of the Chaos Emeralds respawn when you respawn. But eventually I figured it out and kind of found a way to go around it, basically. Now, as you can see, there are more than one switch, so that's a pain. And sometimes you think you haven't hit the switch because something isn't working down there, which is so weird and bizarre. I don't understand why that is a thing. If anyone knows, please let me know. I mean, I know I can look it up myself, but I don't think I should have to look it up in order for it to be explained. So yeah, this is not like the best Sonic game in my opinion, or in my book. Now I will say the air conditioning is a neat location for the Chaos Emerald to be at. At one of these attempts of mine, it was actually here, and I managed to find it right next to it, sorta. As you can see or hear, Eggman is speaking because we are draining the time, if you will. But then again, you can respawn and then set the timer up again, which lore-wise does make sense because you do have 15 minutes technically. It's just that Rouge really wants to push it to 5, just for the sake of it. I don't know why. She thinks, I don't know, she just figured she is able to pull it off, and that's why, I suppose. I mean, you do kind of have to wonder what was going through Rouge's mind when she thought that 5 minutes would be enough. And it's not like I used 5 minutes because I was respawning, so if this was lore accurate, or if this could have happened, then basically, yeah, she took the 15 minutes she had, in essence, as opposed to not. Now this is so stupid, I can't open the lockers, or whatever they're called, even though I clearly activated the switch that is for that locker. Again, I don't understand this game. Please explain in the comment section below, if you will, because this is just, yeah, there are a lot of things basically shooting at you, making you lose all the rings. Well, I lost most of them. I still have one ring. That's better than nothing. Because in Sonic tradition, or as we Sonic players know, having one ring on you is better than nothing. Which is why some of these mandatory missions in Sonic 06, where you have no rings and you do combat, you literally engage in combat with 0 rings, are just so ridiculous. It's not just that the game is programmed badly or has bugs and glitches, it's also bad game design. But whatever. I mean, it's kind of hard to talk about Sonic Adventure 2 at great lengths because I think I've said everything on my mind about the treasure hunting in particular, which we're playing now. So there isn't really much more I can add. But when it comes to Sonic, I guess, well, there are some rumors going around about the next Sonic game. Well, it's going to be Sonic Frontiers-like, that's for sure. But a lot of rumors are probably fake and sound too fanficky. If you can spell it like that, fanfiction-ish or whatever. You get the drift, or the gist of it. And yeah, basically, I mean, the open zone concept works great for Sonic, as at least the way they've done it so far. So I think, and I have faith that they will make this next one, well, I'm hoping it will be executed well. I'm also kind of worried that it won't be, because mainline 3D Sonic games, I mean, spin-offs have been doing wonderfully, but mainline ones not so much. So it's kind of like having hope or faith on something which it isn't guaranteed, basically. I don't know what I would do without this spring right here. If this spring didn't exist, I don't know how I would get up. it would probably not be possible as far as I'm concerned. But in any case, it's easy with it there, assuming it's possible without it. But yeah, its addition is very welcoming, and it's one of those instances where you go, yeah, that spring was definitely needed. Now, technically, in Sonic Frontiers, it's confirmed that springs, boosters, and all those things don't actually exist. They just exist in Sonic's mind or in the character's mind. So they're like basically not even real. And I guess, I mean, that will begs the question then what that the cutscenes where you do see the springs in Sonic Adventure 2 and the objects behind, does it mean that those are part of the imagination as well? And they're just shown just for, I don't know, guess the cutscene or in game cutscene or whatever, where those things are shown adds atmosphere or something, so that's why they were added in. I don't know. But yeah, Sonic Frontiers basically said that springs and boosters and such are just a part of the mind. Now, I do admire the fact that you get to play as Sage in Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, because she is a really new character, and also having her be playable is very, very good. Now, unfortunately, Infinite isn't playable, even though Infinite is a missed opportunity kind of character, just like Sonic Forces was, like as a whole. I think that Infinite being playable in Sonic Racing Cross Worlds uh, was a much needed addition. Anyway, the level is over.
It's all too easy for me.
I'm Sonic, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Metal Harbor. This level does not wait for you to be ready. Lore-wise, Sonic is officially public enemy number 1 at this point. He's being chased by the military on an aircraft carrier during an active launch sequence. Completely reasonable escalation. Gameplay-wise, this is Sonic at peak momentum. Straight paths, clean jumps, and that countdown at the end that still stresses me out after all these years. The missile escape is iconic. The game basically says run faster or die, and Sonic says cool. Also imagine being a gun pilot watching a blue hedgehog outrun a missile and thinking, yeah, that checks out. Now, I will have to give you a fair warning. I did do abysmally on this level, got an E rank, and that's the worst rank you could get. So, I don't even think I've ever gotten an E in Shadow Generations. Maybe in one of the bosses, I had the misfortune of basically getting an E rank, but that's about it. Maybe it was Metal Madness or, Metal Sonic, Metal Overlord, whatever he's called in that form of his in Sonic Heroes and Shadow Generations. Now, I didn't go for the second rocket because I couldn't be bothered. I'm guessing it would have helped the ranking by a ton, especially since I ended up getting an E rank. But oh well, what can you do? Maybe I should have gone for it or went for it. Maybe I would have had time. But I highly doubt it. That was at least my intuition that I wouldn't have time. Yeah. Now, this is very finicky in terms of controls. Like, it's very difficult to control Sonic, which I guess is part of the charm. And I missed a 1-up because, yeah, the controls just threw me off. But anyway, the level is over.
Barely made it.
believe I've come this far, just to fail.
This is Flying Dog to headquarters. Intruder found entering security hole. Preparing to attack.
Copy that.
Boss time. Flying Dog. Lore-wise, this is Gun's idea of stopping Rouge. Deploy a heavily armed mech and hope she gets tired. Bold strategy. The fight itself is all about patience. You wait, you dodge, you strike. Classic SA2 boss design. Rouge isn't overpowering anything, she's outsmarting it. Also, calling it Flying Dog is incredibly funny. Someone in Gun named this thing and went, yeah, that's fine. Now, I made a few mistakes on this boss. I was kind of gliding into it when it had an opener. Even though you take damage or a hit when you do that immediately, you should have jumped on it and then done a glide. So that was my mistake. But you didn't get ranked on the boss, which I kind of presumptuously assumed you do get. Because I played Sonic Heroes before this. So I made the assumption that, ranking is a part of a boss fight, which it isn't in this case or in this game. As for this channel, I plan to upload some more videos about AAA the next month so I can get more of those views, like 700 views or whatever, because lately my videos have been underperforming, if you will, in terms of views. But I'm not complaining. I know why. It's because I'm not talking about AAA. So I gotta go back to doing that. And then hopefully my channel will grow in views at the very least. Maybe not in subscriber amount, but at least in views. As YouTube is very mean, rude, or cruel to small YouTube channels in every single update that they make, and they continuously make it worse and worse in the algorithm. For smaller YouTube channels, that is. Yeah, as you saw, I made that mistake there of gliding immediately, even though I should have jumped first at him and then done the gliding. I could have saved some time if I did that on this boss, but oh well, what can you do? This boss is not as bad as I remember it. On my first walkthrough, this boss was abysmal on my run because I had no idea that I was supposed to hit him by actually jumping onto him or whatever, and I didn't know that I could reach him. So yeah, me figuring out that I should jump and then glide was something I kind of figured out on this walkthrough instead. Yeah, because on my previous walkthroughs I didn't reach these bosses, if you will. Now I have to say that this boss is very, it doesn't make much sense that it has so many gunshots and it doesn't run out. At this point he should have run out of missiles, but he didn't, which doesn't make sense. At least to me. Now I forgot I got a lot of trouble on my first walkthrough of this boss with the fact that I was supposed to jump at him while he was doing this attack that he's doing right now, because I wasn't aware that I can't attack him, that this is an opener of sorts. But I figured that out now on my second walkthrough of this boss, so thankfully I was able to take him out fairly soon. I mean, if I got a rank on this boss at this attempt or this run through, it wouldn't have been an E. Maybe a D, I don't know. Then again, who knows? Stand still, damn it. This boss doesn't stand still. Now he's standing still, thankfully. So that's good. Yeah, and there we go. That was the boss.
Not bad, huh? I'm pretty strong, all right. Rouge. I've got a small problem. I can't believe that I'm trapped inside this locked safe with a Chaos Emerald. I guess I won't be able to call myself a treasure hunter anymore.
Shoot, troublemaker.
White Jungle is where Shadow really shines. Lore-wise, this stage reflects Shadow perfectly. Unstable ground, vertical chaos, and an environment that punishes hesitation. He's constantly moving forward because stopping means falling, emotionally and literally. The gravity gimmicks are risky, but when you trust them, the level flows beautifully. Shadow feels heavier than Sonic, but also more controlled, less playful, more deliberate. Also, can we talk about how Shadow navigates ancient jungle ruins like he's done this his entire life? No questions, no hesitation, just vibes. You get an upgrade around the end part of this level. So for some time, because it's hidden under a box, and you need to destroy a box to see the hidden path that leads you to the upgrade. On my first walkthrough in this level, I had no idea or no clue how to make further progress because the ring dash didn't work. I was like, oh, what? I didn't know that I needed an upgrade, which is in fact what you need and what you get on this level. So yeah. I really don't like these sections. For some reason now, on the second walkthrough, maybe because I'm tilting the controller too much, or my keyboard, if you will, but it feels like I basically can't... I can basically fall off the ledge or something, which is really, really finicky, and it's kind of scary, to be honest. Now, the thing about these checkpoints is that I think you can't have them. They aren't objects that prevent you from going further like they are in Sonic 06, which is a good thing that they aren't, because in Sonic 06, hitting them and basically getting stuck is very... When it does happen, which is rarely, but when it does, it really is a pain. Anyway, this is where you find the crate and go under it. I didn't know that the first time I was playing through, so I was playing through this level quite a few times, so yeah. And now we're able to ring dash, so that's very good. Now we can progress further and basically beat the level. And I think ranking-wise I did pretty good on this level. Now I'm not certain, but I think I did. And I think this level, in terms of level design, is really good. But maybe I've already expressed it in the beginning of this level, so there isn't really much more for me to say there. But in any case, the level is over.
Here we go. Too easy for me. Phew. So far, so good. Hey, that's...
That blue hedgehog again, of all places.
I found you. Faker.
Faker? I think you're the fake hedgehog around here. You're comparing yourself to me? Huh? You're not even good enough to be
I'll
my
make you
fake.
eat those words.
There's no time to play games. You won't even get the chance.
And here we go. Sonic vs. Shadow. Lore-wise, this is the rivalry. Two sides of the same coin. Speed versus purpose. Optimism versus bitterness. Gameplay wise, it's a mirror match with attitude. Whoever controls space better wins. And Sonic's agility really comes through here. This fight isn't about strength, it's about conviction. Sonic doesn't need to prove anything, he just is. Shadow, meanwhile, is fighting like he's trying to convince himself.
Darn, not bad for an imposter.
Do you know who I am? Hey, that's...
That blue hedgehog again, of all places.
I found you. Faker.
Faker? I think you're the fake hedgehog around here. You're comparing yourself to me? Ha! You're not even good enough
I'll
to
make
be
you
my
eat those
fake.
words. You can't get away this time. There's only one real Sonic. Bring it on.
And now, same fight, different headspace. Lore-wise, Shadow sees Sonic as an obstacle, a reminder, a contradiction to everything he believes about the world. Gameplay-wise, Shadow hits harder, but commits more. You feel that aggression in every move. This fight isn't about winning, it's about resolve. Shadow's not trying to outspeed Sonic, he's trying to outlast him. And that difference, that's the entire story of SA2 in one matchup. Now Sonic is very tricky for some reason. This attempt, when I was trying to take out the boss fairly quickly, he's very tricky to get a standstill on, but now he's beaten.
No time to hang out with the likes of you.
Shadow, what are you doing? Hurry and get back here right now before the island blows up with you on it!
Blows up?
Chaos control!
Shadow, what are you doing? Hurry and get back here right now before the island blows up with you on it!
Blows up? Gotta get out of here. Find Amy and Tails. Right away.
And we end with Green Forest. Lore-wise, this is Sonic back in his element. Nature, speed, freedom, no military, no rivals, just movement. Gameplay-wise, it's clean, fast, and forgiving. This level feels like a reward after all the tension. Wide paths, smooth curves, and enough room to mess up without dying instantly. Green Forest reminds you why Sonic works as a character. No angst, no hesitation, just forward motion. And honestly, that's a good note to end on. Also, I got a B, I think, on this level, so we're ending on a high note for sure on this part of the Let's Play. Now, for the next Let's Play, maybe I will do more levels, so the Let's Play is shorter, because I'm noticing that this isn't getting a lot of engagement, but it's okay. Again, I do have plans for the channel, bringing up AAA rants back again this February, once my third proper video is out. Basically, my first two are out, but my third one hasn't come out yet, which will be Sonic 06 review, if nothing goes wrong and my walkthrough with Shadow and Silver goes as planned, then definitely the review is coming out for sure. Worst case scenario, maybe I would compromise, but I don't want to compromise. I want to actually get my thoughts out there on the game that are genuine and such. Because when I returned back to YouTube when I was gone for like 4 years, maybe 4 years just underestimating it, maybe it was 5, I kind of have to look it up in order to be sure. But I think it was 2019 that I uploaded my last video for a long time before my hiatus. And then I came back. So basically, I brought up the fact that maybe I would do a Sonic 06 Let's Play, but a Sonic 06 review is coming, so that's probably the more preferable option or whatever, if you will, because a Let's Play of Sonic 06 sounds like a hassle. Even on like my second walkthrough of it, it would definitely be a hassle, since that game is very buggy and glitchy, so it's kind of unpredictable how you're supposed to do a proper Let's Play out of that. I mean, Sonic 06 is still at least a game, a video game. So it's not the worst video game ever. But then again, I haven't played that many bad video games, and when I will, which I will as a reviewer, that will basically change me in every way possible, and there's no going back. That's it for this episode of Davu Retro Gaming. We robbed the government, outran missiles, fought our edgy reflection, and somehow the jungle survived all of it. If you're enjoying the LP, drop a like, subscribe for more retro deep dives, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.